show. I'm here with my good friend and sidekick, Felipe. Felipe, how's it going?
Everything good. We got some important and interesting news this week from the local news.
Before we get into that, I just want to apologize to all you viewers because our previous recording, the sound was not too good. It's not our fault because, we had an editor who didn't do the job right. But nevertheless, spend some time today to make things right, and we can call it episode number 1.
First proper episode coming out.
That's right. And to all of you who are joining us for the first time, which many of you are because this is the first episode, I'd like to thank you. And please like and subscribe so we can grow this channel, so we can bring more news to you whenever there are news, which is every day. And today we start with the local news. Here we go.
So, the biggest headline today in the local news is that 300 assaults happened from drunk internationals, in Spanish hospitals in 2024. They're saying the tourists are not behaving appropriately. Once arrested, they're then going in and assaulting the hospital staff.
Well, this is just during 2024?
Yes, this is a record for the previous year.
300 attacks?
300 assaults recorded. Who knows how many have gone unrecorded?
So they attacked the hospital staff?
They are abusing hospital staff, yes.
How so?
They're being arrested, drunk, for example, in Puerto Banús.
Alright.
Let's say they're English.
Yeah.
They're going to the hospital because something
happened
with the police.
Yeah.
Then
the police beat them up, let's say that.
Let's say the police that are
Like
pretending.
they show the Spanish hospitality.
Yeah, because they can't leave them naked in
Actually,
the camp anymore.
hospitality.
That's a good one. You know what they used to do though? You know that.
With the hospital?
No, when they used to beat them up and dump them naked in the countryside.
I don't know that now. I'm not.
This is a famous Guardia Civil thing for the English tourists, especially the English.
Well, can you blame them?
No, they're not the nicest people.
Because there are times that they're really making an ass out of themselves. There was an incident by Ocean Club many years ago. The guy took the car and drove down
Oh yeah.
That's like 5 years ago.
And he just had a vendetta on someone else.
That's right, and that's why they put the things that you can drive into the Ocean Club now.
Terrorist protection.
That's right. Well, I mean that's kind of things that they are dealing with.
Yeah, it may be fair to say not just the English on those sorts of things, but yeah, majority might be.
Well, they're taking it out of the hospital staff.
They're taking out abuse on the hospital staff. Yes.
That's horrible. And so the police come back and beat them up again?
Most likely.
And we're going to show you some Spanish hospitality here. I guess you didn't learn the first time.
I didn't get it right the first
time. But the good thing is they're already in the hospital, so they don't need to call a medic or anything.
Just beat them up in the next room.
Just, put in an extra, ICU.
Maybe they have a room just for that.
ICU. Depends how welcoming the committee is, then can be the OR as well.
True. Maybe the doctors get in on this.
Well, I mean, come on. You got a guy or a girl, whatever, made some problems, got to beat up, get into the hospital, wakes up, start making trouble. They got to call the cops again. What the cops got to do?
The same.
They're going to beat them up again.
Yeah.
Unless they're changing the hospital, maybe it's just go to another hospital and get beat up there.
Yes.
Because their staff's going to be, I'm going to tell you exactly what. The staff, they're not going to put up with it.
No.
Right? So they make a claim, like this guy woke up, started beating up the nurse, right? And they call the police, but the police are going to beat him up, so they take him back to the station, get him a beating, and put him in another hospital. Now this starts all over again.
Oh my God, what a mess.
It's
So
just
much
a different
effort.
hospital because that hospital is already a crime scene.
But they can't go to a different hospital. There's only one local one. I mean,
Well,
if they're in Malaga, they can
no,
go
no,
in.
no, no. They can use a private hospital and charge the bastard with the thing.
You know cases of this?
I don't know. But I'd like to find out
We'll find out
because
next week.
no way that they can take the same person back to the same hospital because that's the crime scene and threatening the witnesses. The people not gonna say they're gonna say I'm not gonna come to work if this guy wake up again and beat me up again. So what are they gonna do?
Would be interesting to know how it works.
For prison hospital, that's what I'm talking about. It's
what do you think?
repeatedly, yeah.
In prison, then
They
Marbella
take 'em-
has hospitals.
No, Alarin, got a hospital.
They're gonna bring them all the way to Alarin.
Why not? If they
That's
put
gonna
you
be a
in
bad
for
hangover.
48 hours, right? Then it's the second time you're making a crime.
Oh my god.
Then they put you to a prison, right? And they got a hospital there. Now there they don't give it a rat's ass.
No.
So then you learn.
Oh, that's a terrible hangover.
It is, but why coming here for all of you tourists that they come in here and I understand you work all year round looking for the 2-3 weeks that you can actually forget about all your worries and troubles and say I'm gonna go to Spain and fuck something up and make an ass out of myself and maybe if I'm lucky I'm getting extra vacation, which is prison. So they'd rather go to prison and go back to their country and go back to work.
But maybe what's even more hilarious about this whole situation is, so they're realizing last year 300 assaults on hospital staff recorded in Malaga alone.
So cost of the soul.
Yeah, but what's funny is the millions they are spending to get more tourists in. When the tourists are the
Well,
ones
this
that
is
suffer
an
the most from
industry.
that.
Well, these hospitals are like hotels. They need their bed filled up, and prisons are like same thing.
So how long before the Spanish nationals start complaining that the tourists are taking all the hospital beds?
No, no, no,
Drunk
no.
and disorderly.
We're not talking about long injuries here. We're talking about 48 hours turnover, maybe 3 days, because they got beat up, sobered up within 48 hours.
So there's that many. Surely they'll take up bed space.
Yeah, but throughout the year, 300. That's like one a day. That's one bed.
Sure. I didn't think of it like that. 300 throughout the
That's
year.
nothing.
I imagine it's more condensed.
That is
in summer.
actually business for the hospital and business for the
Yeah, but there's
prison
definitely-
because they paid for it. You see, as a foreigner, right?
But
They go like, this is the bill. Then you have to pay for it.
no, they're definitely being taken unless they have health insurance to a public hospital where taxpayers are paying for it. So
Yes.
the taxpayers are paying
Now,
for the
if
dummy
they are from European Union, then there is a budget for the European Union. Doesn't matter where you get sick. So
Yeah.
I'm in Spain. I go to Sweden. I can use the public, but then this
You
yes, you can too.
You can't.
Of course I can.
You can't go to Sweden.
Well, we're not going to talk about Sweden now. We just use another country. Let's say Germany. I want to go to Germany, and then the government pays to the government. Is but if you're from outside of European Union, then you get charged American, English, whatever.
Yeah, they probably take out travel insurance when they go away.
That's
because
right.
they're
So
worried
this is a
about it.
business.
Yeah, true. If you're outside the EU, for sure.
Well, the problem is, I mean, I don't, people come here and they think they can just do anything they want and leave. And we see it time after time.
We see it, but the thing is, I can only speak on my experience of living in England. There's cameras everywhere. There's no cameras here, and the police force refuse to wear body cams.
Of course.
So, because obviously they're beating them.
Well, I'm not saying the police are not douche. All I'm saying that, what are they gonna do? I mean, if somebody behaves like that, what are you gonna do? I bet it's much worse in Poland.
I assume so.
I mean, they got no fucking rules. I mean, they kill you if you just
Yeah.
enter illegally. Boom.
Yeah, boom. Well,
So-
you're warned.
Spanish police ain't perfect at all, and
Do you think they should just use more force and maybe there's more murders?
I don't know, man. I don't know what the solution is totally, but what I will say is that maybe they should put their foot down once and for all, or advise tourists before they come in. Listen, listen. If you behave certain
Zero
kind of way,
tolerance,
you're gonna get fucked.
Yeah.
And
It
this is the way. They're gonna put like a tourist commercial, like behave
Or else.
or else.
Yeah. That's a good way to go forward.
But one a day throughout the year ain't too much.
Yeah, it's never going to be that though. It's condensed in tourism time.
But it sounds a lot when you take it like,
Yeah,
300.
It's probably 300 in 4 months.
Yeah, but still, that's
Or
like
the
a
majority.
tiny little thing if you're thinking about the whole cost of the soul.
Yeah, the amount of people they're
It's
seeing a day.
really-
Yeah, true.
So,
What are they complaining about, really?
there's no complaints. What are we
They
talking
complain
about?
everything.
There must be other news that work.
Okay, then.
Let's go to the next.
So, it's unclear where this man's wife was from. So
Mhm.
it's hard for us to judge the situation. But in Benalmadena, a man murdered his wife and burned down the house. What do you think would have led him to do something like this?
Well, judging,
I mean, you're married twice.
yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like, you don't really need a reason.
That's what I'm thinking. And
It's
I'm not even
like,
married.
nah.
I think
I think it's more than like a salty food. You know what I mean? This bitch must have done something.
Oh, you don't reckon she just messed up the dinner a few nights in a row?
Yeah, it's too salty. I don't think so. I don't think there's a salt or pepper or any kind of spice here.
Some sort of asshole for sure.
I think maybe she just gangbanged the whole
Hold
area.
on,
Oh, you don't know. I mean,
Then he
to
would have
drive a
suicided
man
as
crazy to that kind of action, unless he's a psychopath, and I'm not taking his side, by the way. I'm just saying it doesn't take much to you want to strangle a girl or do some serious damage because some woman can be very, very annoying, and I'm sure there are that 0.01% of girls that are not annoying, but the rest are annoying. That's just a fact.
I've found out these non-annoying ones.
Yeah, then when you find one, then you want to marry it, then you find out that you were wrong anyway.
Yeah,
So
actually, right.
it's a circle that goes around of being annoying. So this, God bless her soul, victim, maybe he's the victim, we don't know, but obviously she's burned to death.
Yeah, we can't get her opinion on the matter.
There's no comments.
No comments from her.
Comments from her family.
No, just ashes really.
I bet the whole, the neighbors like, they were such a lovely couple.
Oh, you
We
think?
we never heard anything bad about them. They were so sweet and this and that and boom, next day they're dead and the house is burned out. It's always those that you never think they're gonna do something. You know,
Well, they're the real psychopaths.
goody two shoes.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you live next to a serial killer, you never get killed.
Oh, you think he's a Jeffrey Dahmer type?
Exactly.
I wonder did they barbecue her?
Yeah, we don't want to get into the barbecue because it's a Super Bowl evening, by the way, NFL. Phil and I are already ready. We got the Cowboy jerseys on, although the Cowboys suck this year like they did the last 30 years, but still holding on to the threat of the Dak Prescott going to pull something out of his behind and do something about the team with Jerry Jones and the rest. AT&T Stadium. Well, this is just an embarrassment, Cowboys fan. Just let's face it and not talk about it. Now let's talk about the Super Bowl, Kansas City against Eagles. What do you think?
Kansas City's gonna take it, right?
They're gonna take it, right?
You know they don't.
Behind. Well, there's never been in the history of NFL one team winning 3 times in a row.
Oh, you think it's time for them to step off the top, like?
Yeah, they're messing up the whole thing.
Really?
Back to back,
Yeah.
3 times win, never happened. So if this happens, then it's like
Yeah. Could be a hat trick.
Oh, let's see. It's few hours from now. There's gonna be a showdown because if you look at the Vegas and if you look the odds are 50-50. They're not favoring Kansas City.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought they would have favor on Kansas
No.
City. Do you think it's 50-50 because the other team is actually more
The
likely?
other team, I mean, it's Super Bowl. Anything can happen. I mean, one fumble, one interception, yeah, one field goal not kicked good. That's it. I mean, it's very tight. It's not like one team is super up and one team. It's the one interception that if the quarterback throws a deception, or the blocking the pounder, whatever, yeah, it can be game changing.
How long is the lifespan of a Super Bowl player?
It depends on their wife.
Oh, you think so? It's not about,
Obviously, they're not paying child support.
it's not about
So-
how often they got paid or anything like that. It could be burning
I think
houses.
Casey and the Taylor Swift thing. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
this Casey's looking at a very short lifetime.
I think so.
I mean, one way or another, the dude is fucked.
Yeah, it could end up being suicide because the Kanye West stuff gets to him so much.
Oh, By the way, Kanye came out and said he's a Nazi and he loves Hitler.
He has a nice naked wife as well. Did you see that?
Yeah, I tried to unsee it, but it's burning to my memory.
Burning or saved?
Burn. Burn. No, I mean, if she got a wife looking that good, so why dress her? You save a lot of money on not dressing her.
I mean, he seems to have a thing for having naked wives out there on the
Well,
public.
he was married to the Kardashian.
Yeah, she did a porno.
Yeah, so the guy's
That's what
not
I'm saying.
shy,
He's
I
got
mean,
a bit
he
of a
likes
thing
it.
for these exhibition women's.
and he saves a lot of money for the wardrobe. Imagine that. She doesn't need a dress, she doesn't need anything.
I'd like to
She's
think-
just jumping and then naked, boom, save money.
I like to think they get sponsored with outfits, but yeah, you're right. He doesn't have to buy any clothes for this
And
one.
plus, you don't have to wait for her to dress up.
But with this one, is this the one with no hair?
And
Or
no
is it
hair.
China or something?
G.I. Jane?
Not Will Smith's one. Didn't Kanye West used to have a girlfriend who was shaved head all the time?
Baldy?
Yeah, like a
Bald
bald eagle.
pussy.
All pussy too, you think?
Well,
Shave
if
upstairs and
she,
leave it downstairs?
yeah, surprise. It's the cushion behind the pushing.
The cushion behind the pushing.
Yeah.
Never heard that one.
Soften it up, soften it up. Well, Kanye is Kanye. I mean, God bless him. The guy is confused, but he's got a thing about Hollywood and who runs the Hollywood, which is he claims all the Jewish people running Hollywood. Maybe true, maybe not. I don't live in Hollywood. I have a few friends from the Hollywood, which I like to shout out to. But other than that, I think he may be right, he may be wrong, but who gives the rat's ass, right?
Well, there's another black comedian that seems to be coming out with all sorts of
Black
jokes,
comedian?
but not jokes. Yeah, black comedian.
Who's that?
Oh man, his name escapes me.
Chappelle?
No. A lesser famous one.
Oh, I love Dave Chappelle. I mean, he's
He says it right, eh?
I mean, this
He
guy
gets it
doesn't
out there
give
all
a
the
damn.
time.
He smokes a cigarette on stage, and he really doesn't give a damn. He walked away for $50 million for the show that he did, the Dave Chappelle show. They offered him $50 million, and he said, "No, I'm gonna do it the way I want to do it. If not, I'm walking away." They didn't believe him, but it happened.
That's what he wants, that guy.
You walk away for $50 million because then you have dignity.
Oh, no, because you already have 50 million?
No, he didn't. He was actually broke. He went
Was
to
that why he
Africa.
broke?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know this.
He went to Africa, but what we got on the news thing? How about the Don Carlos thing? Is still going on?
The Don Carlos is still going on. They've actually started construction. But more importantly now, coming towards the end of the rainy season, it's come out that Spain this year has invested 1.3 million in flood prevention. You think after
The sewers that's in the water
Yeah.
comes out of the sewer.
all the stuff, the bushes, the rivers, everything.
Yeah, but they're not connecting the rivers to the sea. That's the problem.
That's another problem. Or to the lake, it's still not full.
Yeah, but after that, you need to have the river goes to the sea. You know what I mean?
And then you get rid of the jellyfish as well.
Whatever.
They don't like fresh water.
No?
No.
Why
So
not?
if
They like salty water?
fresh water goes out, yeah, and then it makes a barrier on the coast.
Well,
You don't have
it's
jellyfish.
Nobody cares about the jellyfish. They're
Tourists
annoying.
do. Yeah, so get rid of them.
Yeah.
The lakes.
So it's
Connect all
when.
the rivers, yeah. Anyway, 1.3 million, again, taxpayers' money gone out. They should have done
But the
this
sewer, that's the shitty job.
shitty job.
That's right, that's the shittiest job ever, making sewers. Well, I guess somebody's gotta do it, and they really need to do it, because, La Sala, in
You think
town,
they're gonna connect them?
I don't know what the hell is going on.
It's like a 5 meter deep river.
But where the river goes,
It looks like it stops by the bridge.
then it's gonna be like full of mosquitoes,
Yeah, it'd be like
because you can,
there's no circling water. Yeah.
no. So
Yeah,
it's gonna
I know
just
that
come
now.
up and it's just be like mosquito heaven there, and you're sitting in a La Sala, what's it called, the new
The
place?
clubhouse.
The clubhouse and the terrace, and having a talk and what the,
Yeah, it's not gonna be nice.
uh-uh.
Yeah, I don't know what they're gonna do there. Otherwise, it's just.
Where the water goes.
Where's it coming from as well?
Yeah, it comes from the river upstairs.
Upstairs.
Yeah, well, there was a flood by the houses by the La Sala.
Always. Yeah.
It was like 7 years ago. It was
Yeah.
pretty bad,
Yeah,
right?
it's pretty bad.
Now they taking that river that's supposed to be there, it's been there, but it dried out. But somehow they built it very nice so the houses don't get flooded anymore. But if they let the water go, but in the end where the water goes from there,
I don't know.
but that doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't. I don't know. They've invested a lot of money in that area. I don't have figures to be exact, but it's a big job.
It is a big job and it looks pretty good, but where the water goes, once the water comes from the mountain and all the way down there, then stops by the bridge.
I have no idea. You'd think they'd spend more money, really. if
Because
the
the water
flood
can't go
direction from that
anywhere
bridge.
because the hotel is in the other side, right?
It must go under, right? And come out and see.
How? No.
Yeah, but where?
It's Porto Banús, man.
Now you know where Kenza is.
Huh? Yeah.
All those shisha bars on the seafront.
Yeah.
There's a big outlet of water.
Is it?
Yeah, huge.
So it's like a tunnel.
Moscow. Yeah.
Must be.
Well, the junkies aren't going to be happy when they get flooded.
And the rats.
The rats don't give it down.
Yeah. Well, it's like their sewer.
I don't know what's going to happen, but it's going to be interesting, and we'll have to go and enjoy a beer at the clubhouse when it's done.
Without the mosquitoes.
Without the mosquitoes, hopefully.
Yeah, that's, By the way, last week when we did the pilot, we did the additional like international news, which was surfaced due to some delays from one person to another person and incompetent, I will say. So we could never upload it. Anyways, the sound was so terrible